see. Hi all, thanks for having me. I hope you enjoy your stay in Iceland and eat a lot of good fresh fish in our fine restaurants here in Reykjavik. You will enjoy it hopefully. Well, I jumped in for Kolbeinn, our managing director. We had to leave for Norway for a short notice, but I mean, I'm thinking of going briefly over the main points regarding why is this topic important for us and our members. Then I will go over the current situation and the contribution, what are we doing now, and then going forward, how can we move things forward. I think that we all agree that this issue we're discussing today is something that we in principle all agree on. We don't want to have polluted sea or waste in the marine environment. The Icelandic fishing industry has taken this matter seriously and will continue to do so. But to begin with, why is this important? It's important for the industry because the fishing companies in Iceland, they are basically just producing high quality food, and the chain from catching the fish until it's on the plate of the consumer has to be intact, and the chain is only as strong as the weakest link, so to speak. It's the Icelandic fisheries industry policy to treat marine resources with respect, emphasizing sustainability and good value. And our debated quota system, so to speak, although I'm not going to jump into politics here, supports these objectives in a way. It's a long-term thinking that you can do plans and so forth when you catch fish. So if you pollute today, you will face the consequences later on. So the industry is very aware of its dependence on a clean and healthy marine environment. And this is also a sales and marketing concern issue. It's very important to keep the clean and fresh image that Iceland has built up through the years and the decades. We also hear a lot of talks about social responsibility nowadays. We know this debate regarding large retail firms in other sectors, like H&M in clothing and so forth. And I believe that this dialogue will grow in the next few years. The current situation and the contribution. To begin with, the fishing vessel fleet has decreased in numbers and the fishing gear is of more quality than before. It's not as easily damaged. So that's in a way is a good thing. And also we have better technical equipment, so the time the fishing gear is in the sea or in the waters has also decreased. So in a way that's a possible positive development. And the Federation has an employee who is working on these matters every day, has done so for many years. The actions that has been taken are mainly, I would say, we can go back to around 1980, where there is a sort of change in awareness of this issue. I was just the other day talking to one of our employees who was a captain for 40 years at sea, and he said, well, when he was starting his career as a captain, it was just a custom that you tied up in the surroundings where you were leaving from, or the company, and he just dumped it in the sea on the way out. This has changed completely. So around 1980, there were posters put in ships just to awake this awareness, like the ocean is not a trash bin, we do not throw trash in the sea, like slogans, and people try to wake awareness there. The Federation has distributed instructions of how fishing gear waste should be categorized and disposed It's a very raw picture here, but just to give you a flavor of that, what type of things we are working on. And there are also instruction of types that you can recycle and the ones you cannot, how you do sort it and what you do with it. There is also, today, every ship above a certain size holds a so-called garbage record book. So that, just to give you an example. So you basically have to log all the trash and waste and deliver it in the right place. And the Federation basically every year annually conducts a report that analyzes what was disposed each year, and this is done according to an agreement with the Icelandic Recycling Fund. And also to name a few points, if a ship loses its fishing gear, then it's obliged by law to report to the authorities of the coordinates or the GPS points of where the gear was lost, and then there are some examples of to claim that lost gear. But this is not a common problem for the larger vessels nowadays, fortunately. But from 2004, all synthetic fishing gear waste has been systematically collected and recycled abroad or domestically. Also, what do you do with your trash, basically? It's done in the way that the waste is collected in containers and then shipped out for recycling. And it's about, the target is about 70 or 80% of all the waste should be recycled. There is a cooperation with a firm in Lithuania, which does a big part of this. The Federation also supports various projects and has done so through the years. Various volunteer organizations cleaning the coastline and etc. And the companies basically that take the waste to recycling, they can do so for free, and some of them get paid actually for different from material to material if there's a value in the waste. And the material that is not applicable for recycling is incinerated or disposed by other means. So far this year, for example, there has been some 29 40 feet containers full of fishing waste gear shipped out for recycling. And on average, it's about 900 to 1,000 tons that are shipped out for recycling in Iceland and goes to Lithuania, part of it. So going forward, what can we do? I mean, it's like in every other sectors. I mean, people used to throw cigarettes on the street maybe, and don't do that now. There has to be some economical incentives, not just from sales and marketing terms, but also I think if you can get rid of waste in a way for free, you actually get paid. We know that from other sectors. It is much more effective. Increased number of waste collection points. This is something that we target to distribute more. It means that throughout the country it will be simply more or easier to get rid of your waste that you collect, and to be able to ship it out. You need to fill very large containers, and it takes time to fill it, and it's much more easier if you have it nearby, obviously. And also just follow up and increase awareness. I was just the other day talking to people from insurance companies. We have seen a lot of good result regarding accidents. There are much fewer accidents at sea and deaths and so forth. It's a very dangerous job to be at sea. And a part of that is simply because people working at sea are getting more information and are simply more aware of dangers and so forth. So I think the awareness that we do not dump waste into the waters is just vital. It's not all about money, it's just the awareness and keep reminding people of that. And I think it's a simple fact that clean sea is precious. As I said earlier, the value chain from catching the fish, processing it, sales, marketing, have it on your plate, is always getting faster and have to do it in a better way. And the starting point there obviously is to have the sea clean. So a lot is being done. We can do better. We'll try to do so. And I hope to learn a lot of information from you guys today. And just want to say thanks.